Right, here we go. First thing that's happened on Smackdown. No intro, nothing. We're just going to get straight into it. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens coming out and soaking up all the love that they're getting from the fans. And not only did they get a lot of love, they had a really good start to it, soaking it up, talking about the draft. They're going to be together. They could defend both titles. I don't see that happen. I think that split them. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea to keep two titles. I think there's so much tag team that can happen on both shows, so they should split it and let different shows have different titles, and different premium live events should have the tag titles defended on them, in my personal opinion. So yeah, really good. Really enjoyed that coming out. Jimmy and Jay are so good on the microphone, interrupting, and brilliant the way they do anything. They are, I think, the top 4 greatest tag teams of all time. I also think they're the greatest tag team wrestlers up there as well, of all time as well, if you're going to go by what they do in the ring. Thoroughly enjoy them, and the way they do the mic. And Solo just doesn't have to do anything, doesn't have to talk, doesn't have to say anything, just has to stand there, and you can just see by the eyes and the menace that he has what he's going to do. So yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought it was good opening promo. Looks like we're going to get a 6-man tag at the end of the day, with Riddle coming out and attacking Solo when they were around the ring, and then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fighting back with Jimmy and Jay. And Matt Riddle got a good shot on Solo as well, so really enjoyed that. I thought that was really good, so I'm looking forward to it. Now that I've done all my waffling, I want to say, don't forget, subscribe, like while you're here. Don't forget, we've been doing brilliantly recently with the views we've been getting on this channel just by doing my draft video. Don't forget as well, later on today will be my women's draft, who I think a little bit of comedy sketches in there as well. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And then when you subscribe, you will get a notification for when my videos go live. So hit that intro and let's get into more Smackdown. Yeah. Hunter, what are you doing? What is it with you bringing back people, or bringing people back to whatever they're meant to be, and then not giving it to them? Another terrible booking choice. How has Xavier Woods won that? How? What good is that going to do for him? LA Knight needs a push. Needs to be moved up. Needs to win. What are these losses doing to him? Nothing. It's not doing anything to him. You've got people that, before WrestleMania, that crowd was over for him. Over. People on Twitter and online loved him, and he's lost again. It's literally, you're losing credibility with this guy again. It's frustrating. I like LA Knight. I think he's got a bright future, and I think he's got that it factor that not a lot of wrestlers have. He's got the talk on the microphone. He can go in the ring when he needs to go. A great way of getting under the skin of people as well. Let him do his job. Anyway, next match. Let's go. Right, it has just been announced on Smackdown that in 2 weeks' time, this Friday on Smackdown, they are starting the WWE Draft. Don't forget, on this channel, today, when this goes out, later on today, as this goes out, there is my women's draft. Also, on this channel as well, 2 days ago, on Wednesday, there is my men's draft, which has been doing phenomenally well. And I'm so proud of how many people are getting to see it and enjoying it. So I just want to say thank you for that. If you've watched it already, if you haven't watched it, please go and check that out as well. So yes, in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks on Friday Night Smackdown. It starts on 2 weeks on Smackdown. It starts, and then the following Monday night it carries on at Raw as well. So 2 weeks time, the draft begins, and it's just before the Backlash pay-per-view. So. Right, just finished watching the LWO versus Damian Priest, Santos Escobar, versus Damian Priest. Really good match, really high flying, really going for it, really brilliant match. Damian Priest picking up the win. I think he needs that. I think he needs these wins. I think I'm watching the watch along with Tom Colohue as well, and he's saying that WWE have focused a lot on Finn, Dominic and Rhea. They haven't really focused on Damian when he was one picking up the losses. So now, because they're going to be doing a big Judgment Day push now, he's going to be the one that needs to pick up wins and start going forward, start getting the wins moving forward. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. That's a good win for them. Great match. Very, very happy with it. What do you guys think of it? Good overall. Right, just had Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan in the ring talking about the championship celebration. It made me laugh to start off with when the pyro went off and Liv Morgan literally shat her pants. Not literally, but she shat her pants when that pyro went off and laughed. That did make me laugh. They're both not the greatest on the mic. A little bit draggy in that. Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green come out and say that they deserve a tag team title shot because they didn't actually beat the proper tag team. It's fair. But yeah, all right, we're probably going to get their match soon. That's probably it. That is my thought on that situation. Right, just finished watching Shinsuke Nakamura's return, and by God, was that not good for Madcap Moss. He looked terrible. The fallaway slam was just not good. His movement in the ring was terrible. Yeah, just crap from him. And then he had like a heelish thing beforehand. And now he could be going a bit heel now afterwards. Emma seems to be a bit of an influence on him. And then Shin picked up the win, being Shinsuke, looking good, and Karrion Kross comes out with Scarlett with this card thing. You probably could tell me what it is in the comments, what that is meant to be. And he's apparently next TikTok, so it looks like that's going to be a match coming up either for Backlash or for before the draft. So yeah. Right, just finished the main event. This is where, in the part of the review show, we now wrap up and sort of give my overall view of the last main event and my show overall. So, main event, very good match. Riddle back doing his best. I love Riddle. I think he's brilliant. I think the way he sells and the way he does things as well is great. I have no issue with Riddle in ring or on the mic. I think he's just got it down to a T. So thoroughly enjoyed. Solo picks up the win. You could see that coming. They're still making Solo to look like an absolute beast. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was great the way they finished it off. And they also announced that in 2 weeks' time, 2 weeks Friday, that they are doing a tag team championship match between the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. But the one thing I want you guys to sort of go back and look at is when Paul Heyman was saying he's had enough of all of this and he doesn't want to be disappointed anymore. I think in those sort of lines, he was staring at the Usos when they were staring at Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So they didn't pick up on it. I think that's the one thing that we need to pick up on is Heyman looks like he's got word from the tribal chief that he's had enough with Jimmy and Jay losing and he needs them to win to get back the titles. Also looks like with the draft happening in 2 weeks as well, that this match will be the last match of it, and then it looks like, I'm hoping, please, I'm hoping that they are going to split up the titles and somehow split up the WWE and the Universal title as well moving forward. But I don't think they will yet. I think they'll only do that once Roman Reigns loses. Then they'll do it. And by the way it's all looking, the earliest time that could happen is SummerSlam, which could be interesting. And some of the favourites for that LA night, we will go and do a Money in the Bank predictions and do all of that nearer the time. But yeah, that was a good one. Leading into, still got a few more weeks now until Backlash. Some matches have already been announced for next week. I think there was the women's tag team title match, Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus the Viking Raiders, which could be a very good match as well, going into it, and Gunter versus Xavier Woods. But anytime Gunter's on the screen is always a great match anyway, so not complaining about that whatsoever. So yeah, overall thoughts on the show, thought it was a good show. Not as great as what it was last week. It was a good show. I thought the pacing of that was very weird. Times the matches were quick, and then they weren't quick, and then it was very quick. The Shinsuke match was a bit awful for Madcap, because he's not going to come out of that looking good. He tried to attack Shinsuke after the match, and it was just a bit like, why? And then Karrion Kross coming out saying it's TikTok his time to get him. So that could be a good feud moving forward. Xavier picking up the win over LA Knight. Very disappointed in that. Just because I really like LA Knight and I think he's great at what he does. It's just a shame he didn't pick up the win. On top of that as well, we had the kickoff to Smackdown that would lead into that as well. So yeah, overall it was okay. It was a good show. I want to get what you guys thought of it as well in the end. What did you guys think of it? But overall, good. I'm going to say good. But they built a lot for the draft. It seems like they're cramming everything in they can before the draft happens. And then after Backlash, it will be SmackDown and Raw. You won't have superstars travelling over from both brands. So we'll just have to see how that goes moving forward. But yeah, interested to see what happens. Interesting to see what goes on. And then we'll just go from there. But as I will say, as I always do at the end of these videos, thank you ever so much for you guys watching. You have been absolutely phenomenal with all the support you did during the draft video and everything we did on that. So thank you guys ever so much. Don't forget that when this goes out later on today, we have got a women's draft video coming out. It was a bit of a sketch thing that I did. I really enjoyed making it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was quite a lot of fun. Took a long time to make and edit. There will be editing mistakes because I'm still learning, so I hope you guys can be patient with that. But again, thank you guys ever so much. Thank you for all the new subscribers as well. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe, and I will see you guys later on for the draft review. But if not, I'll see you for my Raw review on Tuesday. Peace.